What's going on, everybody, and welcome to J Sports Seattle. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Seahawks. But before I get into that, firstly, I'd like to apologize for the hiatus. I'm in my senior year of university, so I've been really busy, and the past few weeks have just been a lot. And I do have some free time, so I'm just going to make a longer video. So if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Seahawks and Seattle sports content. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. Alright, so yeah, we got to face the Bills tomorrow. But before we get into the Bills, I want to talk about the past few weeks and just talk about how the team is doing so far. Firstly, I already went over the Lions game, so you can watch the video on that. I'll leave a link in the description for that one. But the Giants, that was a pitiful loss. That's probably going to be one of the worst losses we'll have this season. It's kind of like we lost the game we shouldn't have lost, and it's kind of like it reminds me of last year. But you know what? I'm not mad about it because it's Mike McDonald's first year. Things happen. Things happen. So we lost 3 straight, and firstly, this game was not cool. Gino got sacked 7 times, I believe. And that's just unacceptable. That was just an unacceptable game from our O-line. And, the fact that he had 72 rushing yards is just... And he didn't even play that bad of a game. 28 out of 40. He didn't throw a pick. He had a touchdown. It's just... He had over 300 yards of total offense. It's just... the defense kind of got shelled. Yeah, it's not cool. And 7 times for 53 yards, just unacceptable. Not cool. And we were not getting any pressure on Daniel Jones. That O-line is really not that good. I mean, maybe it's improved, but it's still not one of the better ones in the league, and we couldn't take advantage. Granted, I think we still had some people out. I think Leonard Williams might have been out still, and I think Byron Murphy might have been injured, but still. That was a rough game that we should not have lost. We had to figure something out after that game, but we couldn't because we had a short week. We had to face the Niners. So going on to that game, this was just, I don't know, man. The thing about our Niners games is a lot of the times we are competitive going into the fourth quarter, and then we just let off. We just let off the steam, and it just looks like a blowout. Going into that fourth quarter, it was, I believe 24-17, or it was a close game. It was and we just let off the gas. We had momentum. Gino threw that costly pick, though, but I thought that it was on Gino. It was on DK. He ran the wrong route. It was on both, I could say, but really it was on DK. He ran the wrong route, and Gino wasn't expecting that. So that was a costly pick, and that pick in the first quarter was costly too when we were at field goal range. But the O-line it wasn't doing its thing. It really wasn't. And Kenneth Walker couldn't do anything. I mean, he only got sacked once, but he got pressured a lot that game. The pressure on him was insurmountable. And it's just our O-line. It's just been one of the worst in the league through 7 games of the season. Even after the win against the Falcons, it's still not looking hot. So speaking of which, I'll go over this game, which was a great bounce back. We had a mini bye. We got rested. Going into this game, we were looking for blood because we lost 3 straight. They've won 3 straight. We don't want to lose 4 straight because we lose 4 straight. That definitely hurts our chances of making the playoffs. So definitely a great job from the team overall. I feel like the team played a very solid game overall, on both sides of the ball, except rushing game wise. We were one of the worst rushing defenses in the league, and we've been trading for guys. I'll get to those in a second. But this game was awesome. DK balled out. JSN had that nasty pass to DK, and that DK had that nasty catch. He just jumped up and just got that thing. That was an amazing play right there. Kenneth Walker had a great day on his B day. He was sick. He had a flu game. Like, he had 2 touchdowns. He had made a crazy catch. Like, oh my goodness, man. Like, that dude is insane. You need to give him the ball more. Like, we seriously need to give him the ball. Maybe we didn't give him that ball like ground-wise much because he was sick, but he's healthy now. He'll be playing, so we need to give him the ball. Like, I understand that Geno is balling out right now, but I need us to run the ball because that's just going to help Geno ball out even more. He's already leading the league in passing yards with this crappy O-line. So, like, if we just somehow just improve tiny bit, man, just a tiny bit, like, that'll go a long way. And then we're starting our new right tackle, or 4th-string right tackle, Mike Jarrell. He played a pretty good game for a rookie campaign last game. The PFF didn't think so. I thought he played okay, especially when he had a huge open up that huge hole for that canine rushing touchdown. So and coming from a D2 school, man, like, props to him. Seriously, like, props to him for doing that. Like, that is a good story to hear right there and see. So, and he's getting another start tomorrow, which is great. So I want to see how he does against this Bills D-line, which is a harder matchup than the Falcons D-line. But overall, Geno played a great game, mistake-free. Even when, like, I remember when he bobbled the snap in the first half, he didn't panic. He just sat on it, and then that's how you not, like, turn over the ball. That's great ball security right there. And a lot of his picks are not his fault. He hasn't, knock on wood, he hasn't fumbled the ball in a while. So I think this is great for Geno, that he's playing like this with this bad O-line. Imagine if he just gets the O-line just improves slightly, man, and he can have a better day in the back, in the pocket. He has great pocket presence as it is. He can throw under pressure. He's playing like a top 10 quarterback right now. I mean, he leads the league in passing yards. He's top 10 in QBR, I think. Like, he's doing well. He's the 4th most pressured QB in the league. So I want to see how he does tomorrow against a better D-line than last week. So we gotta definitely this will definitely be a test. I did predict us to win this game. I did predict that we would upset these guys, and I'm still gonna hold true to that prediction. I do think we're gonna get away with the win. But we're gonna have to come firing out on all cylinders. We have to play mistake-free football because Josh Allen's playing mistake-free football. He hasn't thrown a pick this year so far. So we definitely need to match that right there. Geno's gonna have to, not turn the ball over. We can't fumble the ball. We can't muff punch. We have to play a perfect game, or at least as close as perfect as we can. Just play disciplined football, basically. Penalties, we gotta not have penalties. Last week we were really good on that. Like, we had a better game compared to the Niners and not having penalties. So we gotta definitely continue to not have penalties, and we'll thrive because when we don't have penalties and we're on a good drive, 8 out of 10 times it'll result in some points, whether if it's a field goal or a touchdown. So we have a top 10 offense in the league, technically speaking. I'll check the DVOA later, but. Moving on, like, this was a great game though. 20-point blowout. We had 3 straight drives, 3 interceptions. This is the vision that we've seen from Mike McDonald. I know those past 3 games were like the Lions, especially the Giants, and the Niners were duds, but those were better teams. We were injured, especially in that Lions game. Our entire front, like half our front 7 was gone. Most of our front 7 was gone. So it wasn't a surprise that we were going to get absolutely gashed in the run. And then the Niners, we were missing Byron Murphy, I think. I don't know if Leonard Williams was in, but we had some injury. We just had some injuries, and was finally getting healthy. Reek Woolen was out last week, but look, we didn't need him. Josh Jobe stepped up. I think Nehemiah Pritchard did a good job, although he allowed a touchdown. The Witherspoon did his thing. He actually did allow a few yards. I think he allowed like maybe 70 yards, which is not good. But that's his first iffy game so far this year. Otherwise, he's been playing solid this year. He's been playing like a top 10 corner. So yeah, definitely great game. And yeah, hopefully we can carry that momentum into this game coming into our being at home, and we finally got a full we're back to our normal schedule of going to a week until our bye week. So yeah, moving on to actually, before I get to injuries, I want to talk about these trades. So first off, we traded for Roy Robert Harrison. and so far he's played well. Like, he's kind of the guy that we needed. Like, he's big, he's 6'5", 290. He's big, and he can just bully people. And, you know, that works for our Mike McDonald defense. Is what we need. We need people that can physically, like, bully people. We traded him for I think for a 2026 6-rounder. So, like, it doesn't even matter. We basically got him for free. Let's see, trade. I think it was a... Let's see. Yeah, 2026 Seahawks Brendan Nelson right there. So, yeah, 2026 6th rounder. So, yeah. It's like that's nothing at all. Like, we aren't going to be worrying about that in 2026. And he played a good game. I saw one rep where he just absolutely bullied the right tackle into the quarterback, into Kirk Cousins, you know, forcing an errant throw. I don't think it resulted in a pick, but I might think it resulted in an incomplete pass. But he played great. And then our other trade was, I like this trade a lot, and I think it's a great value. Ernest Jones. This was a great trade in my opinion, and I think he is an upgrade compared to Baker. When I've watched Baker, he's kind of gotten gashed in the run, and he kind of was getting a beaten coverage a lot, and he would miss a lot of tackles. So Ernest Jones is a dog. He was on that Super Bowl winning team with the Rams. He he's great run defender, great pass rusher, great blitzer, and he's solid in coverage. And he's younger than Baker. Baker's 27, he's 24. So, and he played against the Rams, so he kind of knows the ins and outs of the team. I would think, and we could re-sign him. I need to also share another thing. So these guys were mad that we got Byron Murphy. Like, they wanted to get him bad. Like, and you can tell in the Falcons game, he made a difference. Like, he made two pressures I saw that he was going to sack Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins threw a pick. So he is really showing. And even PFF agreed. I saw he had like a 70.4 pass rush grade because of the pressure he was producing. Normally this will load like the Twitter feed. If not, I can just go to Twitter, but normally it loads. But I think he was upset that we got Ernest Jones because I was actually told, or not told. I read that Sean McVay did not want Ernest Jones to be traded. Like, he wanted to keep him, but the GM was like, nah. And that, he traded him to Tennessee for a 5th. Like, I don't know about that. And then we traded for him for a 4th, which we had an extra 4th next year. We're projected to have a 4th rounder next year, so which is great. An extra 4th, like a comp 4th. So that'll be great. And we're gonna watch this because you can see how you'll be able to see how adamant McVay was with getting Byron Murphy.
It's hard to fathom. I mean, unless they're going to go get Byron Murphy. Replace Aaron Donald. Makes sense. It won't be reasonable to try to go up and get Murphy. I would try
because
to
they were
19th. He makes a huge difference to me.
They tried.
I just don't think he'll get past 16.
Did you call New Orleans?
I'm not saying reckless, but he's way better than
Don't worry
anyone.
about that. That ain't in the DNA.
What's that?
I said reckless isn't in the DNA.
But aggressively smart is.
Oh, that's been my entire life.
Guy now next. When does Byron Murphy's the second come off the board? A couple of teams that are coming up need defensive tackle. Seattle, the Rams. Who's going to be the first one to come up and get one?
I don't think he gets past Seattle.
I'll do anything, just need to know what's fair. Yeah, we did try to jump up and grab our guy.
19, 99, and 154, or 15 and 191.
Tell them we'll do it if they want to do it.
They said no. Huh?
Ticket lot 2.
Do you want to call Schneider?
The Indianapolis.
Hello? Yes, sir. I'm doing great.
All right, Seattle's pick is in.
Seattle's taking
Who are they?
Murphy.
Seattle Seahawks select Byron Murphy. Defensive tackle, Texas.
We sit tight and see how we want to navigate this.
See how speechless McVay was, and see how adamant he was to get him. Like, he tried trading up to the 15th pick to the Colts just to beat us because he knew that we were going to pick him. Like, he knew it was going to happen. And that was a great call by John Schneider. John Schneider won that right there, and it was great. And like, he even wanted to call Seattle, and Seattle. We were not going to do. We had no intention of trading that pick at all. I thought we were. I thought we could, and then that's always a possibility leading up to a draft, especially with a new regime. But for them, they knew they had their guy at the 16th pick, and I knew they were happy that Laiatu Latu went to the Colts. You know, I think has upside and will be good in this league. But I'm glad that he fell to us, and he has proven so far that he is a game changer. Like I said, those 2 pressures he made forced errant throws that turned into picks. So that is great. Actually, one of them kind of just, the receiver just couldn't catch it. It kind of just, he glanced off his hands, which led to a pick. But the second one, it really forced a bad throw. And when he's in, he's 4-0. The Seahawks are 4-0 when Murphy's in the game. So those 3 games that were out, we lost. But the games that he's in, we've won. So, and then we upgraded a bit. We got Roy Robert Harrison, and then we got Ernest Jones, and then we kept Dodson, who he's a good signal caller in my opinion, and I think he's moving the weak side linebacker, or will linebacker. So that is good to see. He's good. I think he's good. He's playing a good so far this year. He's definitely doing better than Baker. He has a sack. I think he does well on the run. He does well in tackling. So our linebacker core is definitely better than it was last year, in my opinion. Definitely better than what it last the past couple years, I feel like. And plus, on top of that, Ernest Jones spent a year under Bobby, so like he learned under him. And last year he had 145 tackles. So like that is insane. He's quietly been one of the better inside linebackers in the league, middle linebackers in the league. So that's great to see. And I think tomorrow we'll show up and show out. Hopefully, defensively, we'll have a better game. I don't know how we'll do on the run. Maybe I really hope we fix the run. And they've tried to address it. That's why they traded for Robert Harrison. That's why they traded for Ernest Jones. That's great. They're trying to address it, and I like that. We got Murphy back. The D line is healthy, so hopefully we'll have a better game against the run. Moving on to injuries on our side. DK is doubtful. I had a feeling he'd probably be doubtful. An MCL sprain, grade 1. Even with as athletic and as much of an athletic freak he is, those you don't want to mess with because you don't want to make that any worse. So definitely good to call if he doesn't want to play. If he's not ready to play, he's not ready to play. Trey Brown and Tariq Woolen they were out last week. Looks like they're both going to play, which is great. Abe Lucas has been getting worked back in. He has been limited, which is great. It shows that he's finally coming back from that knee injury. Maybe we can find that knee injury. Hopefully we'll see that if that knee injury is it's fixed, because when he was in, he played 16 years in his rookie year and he played pretty good. He played above average. So it's just the knee injury's been ailing him and holding him back. We got George Fant as a full participant. He's ready to go. We have him back, which is great. And then we got Mike Jarrell that's going to start. So George Fant might swing tackle, might do a little bit of a platoon there. And then Morris, questionable, even though he's a full participant. So he's probably going to play. Walker's going to play. Yeah, we got all these guys back, which is great. Reek Woolen, great to see. George Fant. I don't think he's on the 53 man yet. But if he does want to play, we would have to make room for him. I know we cut Ty Okada and he's been placed on the practice squad, but I don't know if we did anything after that. But so far we're looking pretty healthy. So I gotta say, no excuses tomorrow. So we definitely got to show up and show out. I mean, this time we're missing DK, so actually that does hurt. That actually does hurt. But that means JSN and Lockett's going to have to get more targets. And Bobo and Fant. Those guys are going to have to get more targets. And Walker, too, because he's been good out of the backfield. So definitely spread the ball out more. Sparner, like, we got the guys that can, if Gino needs to go to, he can go to. So, which is great. And we've seen that. So, yeah. Moving on to the Bills' injuries. Josh Allen's obviously going to play. The people that are out are Terrell Bernard, their linebacker, who's actually not bad. Oh, and not to mention, before I finish this, Dodson was on the Bills last year. So, that's his former team. So he might know the ins and outs of the Bills a bit and might pick up on Josh Allen's tendencies. So I would hope so. But we'll see what happens. But moving on, Terrell Bernard, he's good. He's out. Dwayne Carter, DT, wrist out. Darrington Evans, running back, out. Everyone else good to go. They don't really have. I mean, they're missing a couple people, but they're basically fully healthy like us. Like, they're missing a couple people that are not going to play, but like overall they're pretty healthy. And so this is going to be a good game. I mean, if this was a primetime game, this would be a great game. I feel like it'll be a close game. It could be a high-scoring game. Our offense has been doing well so far this year. So I think maybe if our defense can show up like it did last week and show that it can improve, then we can definitely win this game. I feel like it could be like some sort of 27-24 type of deal. I mean, it is. I mean, their defense has been up and down so far this year. Like, they've had good games and that they have iffy games. So we'll see what happens. We'll definitely have to attack their D-line. We're going to have to run the ball. Like, we need to run the ball, wear their D-line out. And we need to get the ball to our playmakers. Jason's got to get the ball. So definitely got to spread the ball. Get him to our playmakers. Uh-oh. Typo on the NFL website. That's crazy. On the Bills website. Pectol. Anyway. Moving on to our stats so far this year. So from here on out, I'm going to use total DVOA. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I think it is a better measurement of how a team is doing. And I have not shuffled this yet, so I don't know what we're ranked at. But basically, for those of you who don't know, DVOA is when analysts take every single play of a football game and compare it to the league average using things like down and distance type of play, stuff like that. And based on how the play goes, it compare like, oh yeah, like this is good compared to what we've seen in the league. So offensively, we are 10th overall. So we are a top 10 defense. And that is, we're good. I think we are a top 10 defense. We were scoring nearly 26 points per game, I believe. And we get a lot of yards per game. Sometimes we don't get. Sometimes we have mistakes and penalties that cost us drives. But overall, we have a solid defense or a solid offense, and we've been performing well. And defensively, we are. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're 15th overall, so we are just basically average. We're basically average, right there with the Giants. And and it kind of is like that because we have up and down games. The first 3 games we were really good. Then the second 3-game stretch, we lost 3 straight. We were one of the worst defenses in the league. I think we were the worst defense in the league, allowing like 36 points per game. And then last week we finally turned it around and allowed 14 points, which is the defense I was expecting to see from Mike McDonald, which was great. and we gotta improve defensively, because our offense is doing well, but defensively we have to do our thing. And last week they showed it's a step in the right direction. Can they? Because that Falcons offense was no joke. I mean, they have Bijan, they have Kyle Pitts, they got Drake London, they got Algier. Like, they got some ballers in that team. So the fact, and Kirk Cousins had a 500-yard game against the Bucs, so you can't discredit that. And we limited him to 230 yards, and he threw 2 picks. So and a sack fumble for a touchdown return. So definitely a great bounce back game for the defense, and hopefully they can take the momentum going into this game, especially in their own house. So we definitely have to get this win, and hopefully the Niners will lose. I don't like the Cowboys, but obviously I gotta root for the Niners to lose again on Sunday Night Football. The Rams won, unfortunately. It was a very ticky-tacky game. The refs were taking control of that entire game, and it was stupid. It was so stupid. Like, that face mask missed in the end. That was the clearest face mask I've ever seen in my life, and the ref was in the back of the end zone staring at it, and somehow he missed that. Yeah, so that was just not cool. I mean, obviously that wouldn't have meant that the Vikings were going to win, but it cost them a chance to win the game because it was a safety. So, Cardinals, they won their game last week. So they're we gotta root for them to kind of lose. Sorry, Arizona. I know I root for the D-backs and I root for the Suns, but I sorry, man. But yeah, hopefully those guys will start losing. I hope the Niners take an L. I mean, I don't know, man, because they've just been owning. They've been walking Dallas up and down the street for the past few years. So I don't really have confidence that the Dallas will be able to beat them, especially at Levi. So we'll see, but I don't think it'll happen. And Dak, they've kind of been playing mid this year, so they haven't been playing the best. Where are they? Oh man, defensively they're one of the worst defenses in the league. They're 29th, so that's not good at all. Total DVOA. And then offensively, where are they? They're also not good offensively. So they are just not one of the better teams in the league. Not good at all. And they're probably going to take that L, but we'll see what happens. Maybe Dak will have a crazy game or something. I mean, what is the record? 3-3, and then the Niners are 3-4. So we'll see what happens. But I think that's all I have for this video. I'll try to make a follow-up video afterwards, but I have midterms coming up. I got 2 midterms coming up that I gotta really study for, so I may not get to. I might not be able to make another video for a week or 2. We'll see what happens. So I'll post when I post. So, but if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and share for more Seahawks and Seattle sports content. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good day, and go Hawks, go Mariners, and go Kraken.